Sit down, grab your makeup, grab your wine, grab your whatever, your drink of choice. We're gonna get ready for a night out together, and this way I'm gonna teach you guys exactly how to do a full glam, and we're gonna do it together at the same time. So let's sit, let's get ready, and let's get straight into it. Okay, we're gonna start off with just cleansing the skin. Number one, you want to make sure your skin is clean. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of micellar water. I have tan on my face, so I know for a fact my face is not clean. I'm gonna try to do this as like in real time as possible without like as much editing, just so that if you're sitting down and you're getting ready to go out, like you can keep up with me, okay? So I'm gonna go in with my lash glue. This is from Lash Therapy. You can just style your brows however you like to do them. I'm just gonna brush mine up, and then I just brush them to the side, and I don't fill mine in. I feel like now is a good time to let you guys know that I am a professional makeup artist. That is my job. I don't currently do makeup appointments just because I'm traveling. Everything that I'm showing you is 100% gonna work. This is basically how I would do my clients' makeup when they come in to see me. I'm just getting a little bit of concealer, and I'm gonna carve out underneath those brows. Struggle with this, what I like to do is start in the middle of my nose, and that way you're creating like a straight line. There's nothing worse than one's up and one's down. And then you can just fill it in. A flat concealer brush is going to do this best for you as well. If you're a person that sweats off your eyeshadow throughout the night out, a good tip is to actually tap that concealer in, because it just helps to set it down on the eyes a little bit, which in turn will help it stay put. Next, since we cleansed my skin, I'm going to use a little bit of moisturizer. This is just a water cream from number 7. I think this is like such nice girly vibes. Like the thought of like someone sitting down and getting ready and we're getting ready together, like that's really fun to me. So I really hope you guys do that, because I feel like that would just be so cute. Skin is nice and moisturized. We're gonna go in with our primer. I'm just gonna use this NYX face glue. I just love grippy primers. I just think they work so well. I love this one, and I also love the e.l.f. one. And then with the grippy primers, you want to actually just tap it into your skin just to like activate that tack. I'm gonna blend this out. The eye look that I'm going to do, I'm just going to do something like super quick and easy, but something that you guys can actually do yourself. Using my Nude Sticks bronzer, and I'm going to draw a line up from the outside of the eye, and I'm also going to curve in on the inner corner like that. I'm going to set up the shape of our eyeshadow. I have no clean eyeshadow brushes. What you're going to do is travel that down the nose, which is also going to help carve out the nose, up into the crease, and out. Just like that. And this just instantly creates a gorgeous shape on the eye, and I also find it works for any eye shapes. Keep it as like low effort as possible. I'm going to use bronzer, place that on the outer corner, and then you're literally just going to follow that line that you've already created up and over the crease and out. This way you don't even have to touch off eyeshadow. There's obviously an option to deepen this, but you can tap the bronzer on the outer corner and then blend in and blend out. For a tiny bit more dimension, I'm going to use this Sigma palette, and I'm just going to use Homemade, I think, on a very like small smudgy brush. Tap this along the lash line. It's easiest to look down when you're doing this. With no extra product on the brush, you're going to just look straight ahead, and with the very edge, you're just going to blend that up to the crease. And when I say the crease, it basically just means where your bone is. So my bone is here, so I'm going to blend it up until that. Brush from earlier, and just blend that in, just so there's no lines. Stick with me, because I do believe you can do this, okay? Get some tape. All you're going to do is from the bottom of your lash line, you're going to place it going up towards the end of your brow. A small angled brush. I'm going to go for this one here. It's just a nice dark brown, and this is going to be my liner shade, okay? So the angle is facing that way. And then from the bottom of the lash line, you're just going to draw up onto the tape. Then you're just going to pull it back towards the lash line. And you're literally going to look straight ahead into your mirror, and you're just going to line this little bit on the inner corner. And that way it's just going to flow into one. If you want, you can put it in your waterline. You're going to pull your waterline down a little bit, and you're just going to stamp it. We'll take off the tape together. clean up underneath the eye. So two options, you can put glitter in here where you can still see the white, or else you can just leave it and actually add more concealer to make that pop if you want. I'm just going to take this here, just tap that on the inner corner, and then I'm going to blend it up as well. Is to go back to your first brush and just make sure the white and that other colour is blended together. Eyeshadow is done, we are ready to rock and roll. Let's get on to the base. With this L'Oreal Lumi Lotion, just to give the skin a little bit of an extra glow and hydration. If you have like a glowy primer or like the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter, Elf Halo Glow, something like that, that's basically what I'm doing. And we'll just blend that out. Foundation, we're going to go in with the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. I have the shade Santa Fe. I just pumped it on the back of my hand. I'm going to pick it up with my finger. And you're just going to paint this onto your skin. This way, you're just getting as much coverage, but you're also getting the warmth of your finger kind of blending it in first. And it works so well. Especially if you're using NARS. NARS is actually meant to be applied with your finger. I learned that when I worked in Charlotte Tilbury, the NARS girls taught me that. So the foundation is basically fully blended in. Just tap it into the skin. By tapping it into the skin, you're just helping it set into the skin more. Because if you're just like spreading it on and then leaving it there, it's like sitting on top of your skin. As all tapped in, we're going to go in with bronzer. So I'm going to use my Nude Sticks Nudie Matte Bronzer. Just going to warm it up on the back of my hand. Apply it just to below my cheekbone, forehead. And then I usually, if I'm going out, like to contour my nose, so I'll just go like that. I use a angled bronzer brush, and again we're just going to tap this into the skin. When you're tapping your foundation and tapping your bronzer, it's just like setting it into the skin more, whereas if you were like swirling it, you're like moving everything around on your face. So this way the makeup is not only going to look better, but it's also going to last better. Also, sorry if I'm not looking at the camera, I'm looking at the mirror that's directly behind the camera. I love that Nudies bronzer because it's not like too orange or anything. I feel like it's the perfect shade. It's the shade Bondi. For the nose, I just kind of tap it all over, I don't know, the bottom of my nose? What's that called? I don't know. And then I'll just like really gently go up the sides. For concealer, I usually like to go in with two different ones. One is always going to be like lighter than the other. So first I'm going to use the Milk Future Fluid Concealer, and this is the placement that I do. A little bit of that and put it on the back of my hand as well. The other concealer that I'm going to use is going to be the NARS Creamy Concealer. I'm going to put a little bit of that on the back of my hand too. I'm going to pick up that milk one first, and I'm going to carve out my nose. This obviously like isn't essential, but this is just how I would do it for someone that was going full out, full glam. I'm also going to draw a line just underneath the eyeliner just to clean it up, and up towards the temples. Just like that, and then you can kind of connect them a little bit. Then you can take a little bit of that NARS one. This one's just a little bit lighter, that's why I'm using it. And I'm just going to put it right on the inner corner. Like that. And we're going to blend out the face first. And same thing again, you're just going to tap that in the whole way. So for this bit of concealer, you're kind of tapping it just below where you put your bronzer, and then up on kind of your smile lines. And this is going to clean up the bronzer as well. So if you feel like you brought the bronzer down too low, you can kind of use this concealer to clean it up a little bit. Same with the forehead, and just tapping it. And you're kind of trying to leave this just right in the middle of the forehead, just to really like brighten it up. Then when it comes to the nose, you're going to use a smaller brush, and you're just going to tap it. You can see like the structure of it already. So then when it comes to underneath your eyes, you're going to get that flat concealer brush again. And I know this seems like a lot of effort, but if you just want to go that extra mile, what you're actually going to do is tap out that concealer with this brush, and you will have the most gorgeous concealer application ever. This could take a little bit longer than the way you'd usually do it, but honestly, for those nights out that you just really want your makeup to look flawless, I would definitely try this as well, because if you're swiping, you're actually just like swiping it away from the place that you want it to stay and give coverage to. Then before we blend out this edge of the concealer, we're going to add our blush in with a little bit of this NARS one, just a tiny bit up here, just one dot. And then I'm also going to use this Huda Beauty Full Filter one, and I'm going to put this here. This isn't really like necessary, but I just thought I wanted to do it today. Then when you're blending that out, you just blend it from the top and you're blending it up towards the temple. Again, just tapping it into the skin. If you like putting it on your cheekbone, you can bring it down to your cheekbone. I don't really like doing that much. I like keeping it up high. You're going to take your normal concealer brush and you're going to tap your concealer into that blush. And then all of this is going to end up just being like super seamless. You're also going to tap out this line that you have, creating contour on the nose, so it's not as harsh. I swear when I do people's makeup, they're like watching in the mirror and they're like, what's going on? Why is there so many lines on my face? But guys, it all comes together in the end and looks stunning. Okay, and there you have it. Everything is so lovely and blended together. So now we're going to go on to powder. Take my Huda Beauty usibg loose powder. This is my favorite powder. If you're on the hunt for a powder, I would definitely recommend this. It's the best powder I've ever used. So I'm going to start with underneath the eyes. So what I do is pick it up on a small fluffy brush like this, and I take my finger, I look up, and I one last time tap out that concealer. This is going to tap out those creases, and then you're going to keep looking up so you don't crease again, and you're going to set it in place. You're always going to get a little bit of creasing, but I find doing this just helps minimize it a little bit. And just do your other side. You can take your powder, go around your mouth, especially if you're going out, you know, you're going to be drinking, you need everything nice and set in place. I usually do just like underneath the bronzer. I basically put powder anywhere where you don't have bronzer and blusher. So we're going to put it right in the middle. Now this is optional, not for everyone, but what I like to do is pick up some on a puff. Really just get in that inner corner, and it just really brightens it and gives it a bit more of like a done up look. So I basically do all the creams first, then we move on to powder. So then I'm going to go in with our powder bronzer, which is the Charlotte Tilbury Film Star bronzer, and you're basically going to tap this everywhere where you put that cream bronzer earlier. And this is just to set that in place. I like this bronzer because it's not a matte bronzer, so it doesn't like really cling to the skin. It doesn't give too much color. It's just like a subtle wash, so it's just something to set the bronzer without like making me orange. Powder's all done, so what you're gonna do is grab your setting spray, and then you're gonna absolutely drench yourself, okay? Your face to literally look wet. Usually I'll always go back in with a little bit of blush, just because I always find that the powder kind of sinks it away. So I just pick it up. It's usually cream blush. I don't really use powder blush very often. And we'll just tap that back on. I always tell clients that although the skin looks more matte, by the time you get out and your oils come through a little bit, you will start glowing. So you can still see my skin has a little bit of natural glow, so we're gonna leave it like that so that throughout the night the makeup lasts better. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of this highlight. This is just from Trinity London. I'm just gonna tap that on the cheekbone. Okay, guys, we're coming to the end almost. Curl your lashes if you curl your lashes. I usually add individuals on clients, but I'm not gonna do any today. I'm just gonna do mascara. I go in with my AU Cosmetics mascara. This mascara is phenomenal. I think I'd probably say this makeup is like full glam. Well, it's almost more like soft glam. But I just think it's perfect for like any occasion, like a wedding, communion, christening, birthday party. If you don't wear a lot of makeup, it's just like a really good go-to makeup that I think everyone should be able to do, especially the eye look. Guys, it looks so good. This is another kind of crazy hack that I have. Always leave the foundation on the lips, and if anything, I actually tend to try set them down, because that way there's something for the lip products to actually stick to, and I find that it honestly really does work. And even my clients, they're always like trying to wipe it off. I'm like, no, you need to leave that there, right? They're not wet at all. You want the lips to be dry when you're putting on your lip liner, that way it's just gonna last longer. I'm gonna use this one from Makeup Forever. I don't do my Cupid's bow. I like flatten it out. find that I kind of put the lip liner all over the lip because again, it's just more, so it's gonna last longer. I do have hacks to keep lipstick on for longer, but I feel like no one's going to want to do that, so you can just apply your lipstick whichever way you want. And this is the shade Blankety from MAC. You can go back in with your lip liner just to blend that all together again. That's it, guys. That is the full makeup look. You can add more setting spray if you want now, but I think I'm pretty happy with the way it looks, if I'm being honest. So let me take down my hair so we can get the full effect. I'm gonna have to leave the hair like that because I just can't get it to sit anyway properly. Guys, that's it. That is the finished full glam makeup tutorial. I really hope you made it to the end of this video with me, and I really hope you're happy with the glam we did together. I'm gonna leave a list of all the products that I used on my LTK below so you guys can shop everything. If you want like cheaper alternatives or something, let me know in the comments and I can put in some options for you as well. I feel so pretty. I wish I was going somewhere. I'm not. I'm probably gonna take this off and put my pajamas on. Thanks so much for watching, and if you guys enjoyed, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.